Welcome back to Inside the Bear Cave, once again out here for Arizona Spring Training, and back to the first ever Growler to be drafted, 2014 Growler, and John Schreiber. And first off, John, it's great to have you here. We're glad to be able to talk with you even after 10 years since you were out in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, it's been a while, that's for sure. But yeah, very nice to be here.
So it's been
you guys.
So it's been nearly a decade for you going back to Kalamazoo. You're a kid initially went to community college, going on to Northwest Ohio. What was that time like for you, trying to figure out what your next day-to-day was going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, coming out of high school, I just wanted to, continue my baseball career, and try and get better as a baseball player and do everything I could to, make it to, getting drafted and all that kind of stuff. So, my first year, like you said, was at Henry Ford Community College, and then went on to play at Northwestern Ohio. And then I think that first year with UNOH, that summer I came over to Kalamazoo, for summer ball, and got to experience, collegiate summer ball for the first time over there. So, but yeah.
So a couple seasons of collegiate summer ball. Let's specifically look at Kalamazoo, 72-game schedule. You're driving all over the place between different buses. And for you as a pitcher, how do you feel that time span and that workload going from a spring season to a full summer season helped you prepare to where you are now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it introduces you to what the workload and travel, is going to be, kind of similar to the minor league schedule and, affiliated baseball schedule, without knowing that. So I think that was a good preparation, for me, up to getting drafted, and doing my first year of pro ball, and, being used to that just because of the experience I had playing in Kalamazoo and other summer collegiate leagues as well. So.
In his first year in summer collegiate ball, it was the first year for the Growlers in general, going into a new facility that was just a couple years removed from being a independent ball facility. What was it like? And you're playing a little bit of a bigger park than we're used to at the community college level.
Yeah, it was. That was a good experience. That was the first time, having a really good, crowd at that age, to experience playing in that atmosphere. Playing there and going on the road and playing at the other sites as well. So it was a good experience to, just to see all that and to perform in that kind of scenario. So yeah.
I know it was a while ago, but for you, when you went into Kalamazoo, a solid start between there and the Great Lakes Collegiate League, what were some of the most, biggest factors that you went into, the biggest emphasis that you had across that summer?
I guess the biggest factors that I had in there was just the consistent, of trying to be ready every day and, be the preparation, in the summer. Just, you have a lot of eyes on you as well during the summer league, because that's also leading up to the draft as well. So guys are trying to, make a statement in summer ball to give them a chance, an opportunity to play at the next level. And, I think I was a sophomore at the time, so it was my first, chance to experience that, and going into that to know what you have to do, in those leagues, and obviously what you have to do for your college team as well. And so, I mean, the biggest part of that is performing and helping your team win games, and having that competitiveness, in you. So yeah.
So you go to Northwestern Ohio, and for a lot of guys that don't come from large D1 programs, getting that next level may be a little bit tougher, not always showing the light on you as much. What was your process to be able to show that you are ready to be in affiliated baseball?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for guys that aren't necessarily playing Division I baseball, and I've seen that over the years. It's definitely changed for the better. You don't necessarily have to now play at a Division I school. When I went to Kalamazoo, it was awesome because you kind of put yourself on the map, and guys don't really know who you are, and it helps guys. Like I said, it helps guys get put on the map. If you're at a small school that nobody's not necessarily heard of, or popular at the time, just because it's not a Division I school. So it's a great opportunity for young guys to get involved with, and not necessarily the Great Lakes. I think a whole bunch of summer leagues have that opportunity that you can get into. And I think it's just the idea of just continuing to play throughout the summer, because that's going to be looked at on, how your body handles that workload, and if you're able to continue at the next level as well. So
2 years down the road, you hear your name called in 2016, day 3. You're going to be at least at one point suiting up for at least a minor league team. What was that moment like for you and your family to go, yeah, I'm going to the next level?
Oh, it's always a dream come true for anybody that gets drafted, and it makes it much sweeter when it's your hometown team. So I think it was definitely one of the coolest moments I've ever experienced. Hearing my name called for Detroit, and being able to spend my minor league career with them, and being able to debut with them, and just the business sides of this game, and that happens the older you get and the more experience you get. You obviously end up going to different teams, trades, all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely fortunate to be able to say to get drafted by Detroit, my hometown team, and to continue my career. So.
You're back in the AL Central this season. We'll get a little bit more into that here with your time with the Royals. But you're in 2019, and you finally step on a major league diamond. I mean, what was that experience like? Seeing you go from playing in a lot of minor league stadiums, seeing what that goal is like, and now it's yours.
Yeah, it's another thing. It's a dream come true. It's just you get drafted. That's a dream you've always had, and then your next dream is playing in a big league stadium, and seeing the name on your back with whatever team wanted you to get called up, and it's very nerve-wracking when you first get called up, and it's very difficult to adjust in terms of just being comfortable and being yourself, and just letting all the outside negativity get pushed to the side, and just going out there and having fun. And that took me a little bit, and I was able to, own that in, and I was able to, just go out there and play. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now, and it's so much fun, and I'm having the best time of my life right now. So.
In any ball player's career, step 1 is getting drafted. Step 2 is getting to the major league. Step 3 is staying there for you guys. You go from Detroit, you go to Boston. What do you think allowed you to have this longevity of the career that you've had?
Like I said earlier, I think it's just, pushing aside the nervousness and anxiety of, wanting to stay there when, everybody wants to stay there. It's you got to try and push those thoughts out, and just go out there and play and be competitive, and, change that mindset to where like, oh, I just want to get called up, to changing it to, hey, we're going to win the division. We're going to win the World Series. Like, let's go. I'm here to compete. I'm here to help out this team, and I think that's what switched for me. When I went over to Boston, and was able to just calm down and look at everything from a broader perspective, and what I want to make the most out of my career and for my teammates and organization and all that kind of stuff. So.
We talk about one thing, just stepping on a major league diamond in the first place in America. You're stepping on Fenway, one of the biggest ballparks in this career that this world has ever seen.
Yeah.
Speaking about your experience in Boston, I mean, you got a lot of memories about that place. What were some of the best that you remember from your time out there on the East Coast?
Yeah, just the relationships I built over there in Boston. The competitive nature that the fans help bring in each player when you're out there, the adrenaline you have at such a historic park, and energetic fan base, and that's what made it the most for me, was just the relationships, and the competitiveness you have to have when you're playing there.
So after your time there, you're one of the biggest sought-after guys in the back in the bullpen this season, after kind of bouncing around these last years between kind of a setup guy at times, had to be in some of the closer roles as well, been bouncing around different roles these last couple of years. Right before you're thinking about you're maybe going out to Florida, you're coming out here across the country to Arizona. What was the news that you're headed out here to the Royals, and what are your hopes for this upcoming spring training?
Yeah, just it's a whirlwind for anybody who ever gets traded. The biggest concern when you get traded is making sure your family is all situated, moving them to the next team or next state that you need to be in. And my hope this year is, just any guy here, is go to the World Series. And we got a good group of guys here, and we're all very excited to get going here in the next week. And it's going to be an exciting year. So.
Finally, reflecting on your time in the Northwoods League, a lot of times for different players, it's a point for them to truly grow up, really feel like what a major league atmosphere, a minor league atmosphere can be. They really get to that next level, personally as well as professional. How do you feel your time in Kalamazoo and your time in the Northwoods League helped you toward what real life within baseball was going to be like?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, it's a great learning experience. And I encourage everybody to, if their dream is to play at the next level, is to play as much baseball as you can, and that step is playing summer collegiate baseball, and just getting used to what it takes to play in affiliated baseball. Just the grind you have to do and the continuous effort you have to put in each day, whether it's in season and off season. It's a non-stop process that you need to be accountable for. So.
Cool. I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
It's been Inside the Bear Cave once again with John Schreiber, the first ever Growler to be drafted all the way back nearly 5 years ago from today. Much more content coming across Arizona these next couple weeks. Make sure to stay tuned on the Growlers YouTube page as well as on Twitter at KZoo Growlers.
Want to once again thank John Schreiber for coming on this show. Make sure to stay tuned to all the Growlers socials for player signings every single Thursdays. Growlers Alumni series just like these come out every other Tuesday leading up into opening day. Zucker tickets are available now. And speaking of opening day, May 27th, we're getting closer and closer to the Northwoods League baseball season. Growlers and Rivets individual tickets coming soon.